Hello, hello, welcome. We have a group of people here today that are going to be sharing a turning point in their lives about why they looked and started for online businesses. So what we're going to do here is going to have you meet a bunch of these people, and I'm going to go ahead and start it off by telling you some reasons why I was looking for a change. My name is Julie McNamara. I live in Portland, Oregon, USA, and I've had a very successful career in healthcare for about 28 years. And I wound up at one point in my life of some things happening. I wound up working 2 jobs for 6 years, which really burned me out. I missed a lot of milestones. I missed a lot of family moments. I wound up crying at my kids' bedsides because I never saw them. So along came a day that happened at work where I had been given my week vacation approval. And when that week came, just a few days before, I was called in by management and they told me that I could not take that week off. And it was during the holidays. And they told me it was just too busy at work. Well, I had done it again. I had missed my family moments. I missed my kids. I let my kids down. And I said that was it. It was the end of me working for someone else so much that I was missing time with what was important to me, my family. And so I started looking. I had been looking at franchises, and that was just too much money. And I looked at online space because it was where it's at. And I'm so glad I ran into this business platform that is amazing. I mean, it's just amazing training. It's amazing access to leverage the internet. And I wanted to be able to share that with everybody. And that's why we are here today to share with you our turning point, really quick stories about why we're here and sharing with you. So let's I'm going to introduce you to Josa. Josa, why don't you come on next?
Hey everyone, good morning or evening, night, if you are from other side of the ocean. My name is Josa from Whitby, Ontario, Canada, and I am originally from the Philippines. So I am a wife with one teenage son, and I'm working as a spinal cord rehab nurse. So one of the hospital here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And 2 years ago, I was thinking, was looking something online business. Because working in a medical field as a nurse is not that easy. So our time is so very in demand, and I have no time with my family, even to myself. So that's why I started to look something that I can run in the background, so I don't have to be really into it like long time for this online business. So at least I can still work full-time in my nursing job, as well as I can run my own online business at the background. So before I found this online business, actually I looked lots of different online businesses. But the thing is, it looks like not the one that I really wanted, that automated. So then when I found this business, there you go. I don't have to work 16 hours most of the time a day. And now I just only working my regular hours in 2 weeks. So at the rest, I am with my family, right? And then this time, my son is gonna go to university. So he wants to go in a medical doctor. So of course, as we know, medical school is so, lots of money. That's what I could say, right? To go into that medical school. So I want to support my son. I want him to fulfill his dreams. So that's why this is one of my biggest why I am here after I started on this online business almost 2 years ago. And I am happy with that time. And financial freedom is like, I could say I'm very happy, and I never ever look back. Yeah. And yeah, so I'm gonna give it to you, Kim Rowe.
Hi, my name is Kim. I live in Eastern Canada, in a remote part of the province. And my biggest why, of course, is when we turned 50, I had a total denial of where I was to in my life. It took me 6 months to realize that I was actually 50. I kind of hid it away, in the back of my mind. And there's so many things that we want to do. And my spouse, of course, my husband, he has some medical issues. And right now they're telling him that he may have 3 or 4 good years of working years left in him because of his issues. So our why is to, of course, get us retired, hopefully in the next 3 or 4 years, so we can get those things done that we want to do while we're still able and young enough to do them. And as well, we live, of course, Labrador is very, very expensive. Everything here is triple where you would find anywhere else. You know, food, you know, anything essential that you need. We cannot leave here to travel. It costs us like, I think it was $1,500 just to fly to St. John's, which is our own province. And to do shopping, we have to drive 1,600 kilometers to either Baie-Comeau, Quebec, or to go to Cornbrook, Newfoundland. So we are very remote. We love it here though, because, you know, our lifestyle here is very simple, very quiet, very, you know, we have no smog, nothing like that. Very nice, healthy living. But we need those extra things in life that living in an expensive place, you really can't save for. So our biggest why, of course, is to retire him first, because he's the unhealthy one. And then, of course, myself after that, hopefully by the year 2024. We'll be in our we'll be 55. So Freedom 55 is our why. So, I mean, this is it. We wanted something we could do without working 2 or 3 jobs each. So we decided to find something online like we did here. And then we're doing this part-time. Well, I'm doing it. He's kind of just in the background. So I'm doing this part-time, and we are saving for our retirement as well as paying off our debt living here in Labrador. So that's my why. And I think next on our list is Melody.
Awesome. Thanks, Kim. My name is Melody. I was born and raised in Montreal, but decided to move to Alberta in 2007. And with that comes basically living away from your family, right? And I'm sure that many can relate that it is hard to travel. And the one thing I learned is that I was always excited to move. And when it was coming time to go home, I realized how expensive it was to actually travel within Canada. I think when I left, I was pretty young and naive and didn't realize that, you know, this was a pretty significant cost to go back home, right? As years went by, you know, grandparents started to get sick, and it was always a struggle for me to try to make it back home, you know, to say my goodbyes, basically, right? And there was that 1 year where my aunt had been sick and 50 years old, right? It's not very old. And my boss asked me to push my holidays, you know, so he could go to his son's wedding in Hong Kong. And I was like, yeah, sure. What's 2 weeks, right? Well, in that 2 weeks, my aunt passed away, and I should have been home with them, you know. And I felt the biggest regret of putting my job ahead of my family's needs once again. And the one thing that I wanted from that point forward was never to put my job ahead of my family. If my family needed me, for me to be able to drop everything and to fly back home and be there. And that's when I basically started to search for an online business, knowing that everything is going online, right? Let's just face it. So I did almost a year of research. Like I really took the time and also look at franchise. And coming from retail, when I was looking at franchise, so well, why would I go from a box to another box, right? What's the point, right? So that's when after my 1 year, I came across this business. And I mean, I have been more back home just because, you know, flying even for a weekend to go surprise my dad on his, you know, 55th birthday. I never thought I could just fly down there or fly down for a wedding for like a 24-hour turnaround, basically, right? Those are the things that I would have never been able to afford before. And some years I went, you know, 5 times back home. But the more important is I have never missed an important moment with my family in Montreal, even though I live in Alberta. And that was the reason why I decided to start my online business. So for me, it's been, you know, working really well. And I'm really glad that I made the jump because family is number one. So next, I'll go with Kinsey.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kim. I'm from Alberta, just in the Shuswaps today in BC. My why really came down to a realization, or a turning point for me was really a realization that I was really prioritizing work over my family and my own health. And so many times, you know, I'm a health professional. I have a great career that I quite enjoy, but was soon realizing that there are so many occasions where I was, you know, more concerned about missing meetings and that. And one day, a few years ago, I was actually out for a run and I was hit by a car. And I was more concerned about getting myself ready for a flight to a meeting the next day, you know, across the country than making sure that I was healthy after that. And it wasn't until I was 10,000 feet up in the air that I soon realized I had a pretty serious concussion. And that didn't turn out very well. And I spent the next year really, you know, going through rehab, unbeknownst to a lot, you know, my coworkers and my family and my friends, even, you know, what I was going through. And it was a turning point for me to realize that my priorities really needed to change because, you know, in 20 years when I was sitting there, was that one meeting that I felt that I had to be there really that important for me to be there? Not at all. So, you know, my husband and I were at a point where, you know, we just didn't want to spend the next 10 to 15 years, you know, reporting in and, you know, realize that where we really wanted to be transitioning to was traveling more, spending time at our lake here in the summers and realize that that had to be more of a priority for us than work. And so we started looking for something. We still wanted to work. And just like, you know, Melody and Julie noted, we were looking at franchises quite seriously, but very soon realized that was really just going to buy us back another full-time job, probably more than a full-time job. And that's when we started to search online and look for something that was more portable, you know, could travel with us. And that's, you know, where we came across, you know, like a number of opportunities in the online space and just such a better fit for us. It's actually been something that we can build and develop while we're still working, so that when we get to a point where we are ready to transition to retirement in the next few years, it's a business that's it's established, it's working for us, and we're on our way. And you know, and then it's a business that travels with us. You know, I can work from the lake. I have traveled across the U.S. and Canada with my business. You know, it just comes with me, and that's exactly what we're looking for is a business that was portable to our lifestyle, not something where we, you know, had to you know, be checking in to another business. So that's my story. Lina, I'll hand it over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Hi everybody. My name is Lina and I am from Vancouver, Canada. My family and I immigrated from Europe and for a better life here. And I know that, yeah, we left everything. I left my career as a dentist. My husband left his career and we came here for a better life for our kids. But it wasn't so easy, yeah, to start everything from zero. It's not so easy. I know a quote which says, everything comes to you at the right time. Be patient. And this quote applies to my family and I also. Yes, as I said, we emigrated here for a better life, but we had to start everything from zero. Learn, work in the same time, and we want to do something that we have to have everything what we need. We want to give our kids everything what they need, and also we want to spend more time with them to educate them and yeah, to give them good education. Also, we want to travel. Before we came here, we promised to our kids to go to Disneyland. Yeah, and to go there, we need also money. Also, as everybody, we wanted to buy a house here, but everybody knows that, especially here in Vancouver, it's very, very expensive. And for all these, we need money. And to get money from where we need to have an additional income, yeah, because my income and my husband's income, we can't afford all this to do. And also kids, they are growing and they they're going to university, and we need to pay university fees also. And also my dream is to go back every year home to see my parents and my siblings. And also all this pain made me to search online and to find something that I can do an additional to my full-time work, and do not take me a lot of time, do not to be more with my family, and in the same time to gain some money. Doesn't matter how much, it will be 100, 200, 1,000, but to know my mind to be like that I have money from somewhere. If in case one day something happened, I don't have some money from somewhere, and from somewhere it's this business, online business, this franchise type. It's very easy. Everything is done for me. Yes, and I love it, and I think the right time for me was here in Canada, this type of franchise, and I am happy and glad that I made this choice to work online. And this is yeah, and also I want to thank you all my followers that they trust me, and they ask questions, and I hope in one day someone from them will start also to have this business. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you, Lina. So as you can see, there are all walks of life involved in online business. That's one of the great things about the online space, is we have the ability, if you have Wi-Fi connection, you can connect anywhere in the world. And most of these people that you actually heard from today actually speak more than one language. So that's a huge bonus if you speak more than one language. Let me see if I can come back on view here. But so what do you do next? Some people have an interest in online business, but they don't know where to start. You heard today there was 3 of us interested in franchises. There's people that want to have extra income to have their kids go to university or retire early or see family. You can do all of those things in the online space because it's everywhere. We are so globally connected. So if you have access to the Wi-Fi anywhere, internet, you're in good hands here, okay? A lot of us have done a lot of research. You've heard Melody talk about, she researched for about a year. I researched for about 10 years. I followed the online space, and I was actually a beta tester in the online space as well. So you're in the right business. This is completely legitimate. You will get a tax statement from your country. It's one other thing that we love about our online space is there's so many different countries in the world that have different legal systems and paperwork, and all of that's taken care of for us. As I was saying, if you're a multilingual, you're in the right place. If you're an immigrant, you are in the right place, because this business truly is everywhere. So what do you do next? Well, you would go ahead and you would reach out to one of us, ask for some more information. That's all it is. Just we have a live and a replay free webinar that we share with people. We broadcast it globally, and you just take action. You just look into it, check it out like we all did. We all have stories. We all have turning points in our lives. We all have something that happened that said enough is enough, or people just want to retire early and go enjoy the things that they want to enjoy. Is that you? Are you in that space as well? Can you relate to any one of us? I think you probably can, because the more I talk to people around the world, the more I'm realizing there are a lot of stories very similar. People are looking for change, flexibility, and options. Just like myself, I was on a beach in Aruba talking with someone in Spain. We literally can do this from anywhere. So thank you so much, everybody, for listening to our stories that we shared today, a little bit about who we are, why we are looking for an online business, and why we chose this one. So check it out for yourself, and we'll see you soon. Bye.